Our top story, the slugfest between the governor and the government is escalating in the state of Kerala. Amidst the ongoing tussle over the appointment of vice-chancellors in 11 universities, the governor has fired another salvo. He has written to the Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan demanding that the Finance Minister of the state KN Balagopa be fired over his seditious remarks. Now, Mr. Balagopal had at a university function said that people from UP will not understand the democratic culture of Kerala's university. He said, the governor that is said that this was against the unity and integrity of the country, and therefore the minister does not enjoy the pleasure of the governor to hold office anymore. Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan outrightly rejected the demand and reasserted his constitutional right to drop or appoint ministers, saying that the governor has to act on the chief minister's advice.
The finance minister, whose main source of revenue is alcohol and lottery, he is raising question whether a governor who is from UP can understand the Kerala education system. Whatever he has said, I do not mind, but I will advise that don't make the same comment about the honorable judges of the Supreme Court and say, because yesterday they have given a judgment against your appointment of the Vice Chancellor of Kerala Technical University. So please don't cross the line.
Let me go across to our guests who are joining us this evening. Sebastian Paul is a former MP and spokesperson of the CPI. S Balan is an advocate. Mithun Vijay Kumar is a political analyst. And we have Vineetah who is the spokesperson of the Kerala State Unit of the BJP. Let me come to you first, Sebastian Paul. Please help me understand this. In your view and in your government's view, because you're backing the finance minister of the state, was it right for him to make these personal and snide comments against the governor of the state? You may have a fractured relationship with him, but after all, he is a constitutional authority. The governor is a constitutional authority. And in politics, there's a certain maryada that cannot be crossed. In this case, in your view, has Mr. Balagopal crossed that maryada, and should he be sacked?
No, I agree with the position that a minister who is appointed by the governor shall speak about him or speak to him with utmost respect, which the Constitution demands or warrants. I am not going into the merit of the comments made by Mr. Balagopal. Now, the issue before us is that whether the governor, the appointing authority of the minister, can, without the advice of the chief minister, demand the resignation of that minister, or can he sack him under Article 164, invoking the pressure doctrine? Those are very issues of constitutional importance. For that only, the governor is finding fault with the minister for making some comments in a speech made by him.
No, you know, Mr. Paul, I understand you saying that I'm not going to go into the merits of what the finance minister has said. Should the finance minister have taken a personal and, made a personal comment against the governor? No. But the fact also is that while everyone is blaming, and I'm going to get in Vineetah Hariharan, the spokesperson of the Kerala State BJP unit as well. Vineetah, while everyone is blaming the governor for escalating the entire situation over the appointment of vice chancellors, and he is being seen as someone who stonewalls everything that the government of Kerala is trying to do. It's almost like he's on the warpath with the Kerala government and wants to be another Mr. Dhankar.
No, absolutely not, Shreya, because the governor, in the past, if you see the history, he's been supporting the government of Kerala on many issues which he feels is above board. But the appointment of vice chancellors has been debated, and it's also been turned down by the Supreme Court of India when it has been declared as ab initio in the language of the Supreme Court, the appointment of Rajshri MS as the VC of the Abdul Kalam Technical University. So he's only pointing out, taking the attention of the government towards adopting fair and transparent measures for appointment of VCs, which impacts the higher education system so much, in the country and in the state. So the state government should stop acting as if the entire state is a corporate run by the CPIM government. That is one point. And the second point is the comment of the finance minister is an absolute distaste, and it's against the constitutional, it's going against the highest authority, a constitutional authority of the state, which is the governor. So the least he can have, like you said, the political maryada, it should have been kept. And, and he points out to the origins of the governor hailing from UP, and he doesn't understand the education system of Kerala. I mean, that is absolutely ridiculous. Because UP is the state where, education system flourished in the country, and Banaras Hindu University and universities like that hail from UP. So how can he even, forget about that. Every governor of every state is from another state. So he's actually disrespecting the unity of and integrity of India as one nation when he talks about the governor in such, parlance. And therefore, the governor is only reminding the finance minister that it was with his pleasure that he was appointed. That's a terminology that's in Article 164 of the Constitution, that the ministers are appointed with the pleasure of the governor. That is just pointing out to the importance of the governor in the entire appointment of ministers and the chief minister.
Okay. But at the pleasure of the governor, but on the advice of the chief minister. That is what the constitution says. And the chief minister certainly is not advising the governor to sack his finance minister. So it's not going to happen anytime soon. Mr. S. Balan, please help me understand, these state-sponsored protests that we are seeing against the governor in the state of Kerala. You have SFI students today, again, who have been out on the streets. These students should be in universities. Instead, higher education, as we see, has been completely politicized in this war between the Kerala governor and the government.
I feel the governor is threshold wrong. He is exceeding his constitutional power. The wording used in Article 164, the pleasure of the governor. Governor is not elected. He is appointed by the President of India, a President of India's pleasure under Article 154. The governor is using a word sedition. Perhaps he is not understanding the definition of sedition and the Supreme Court judgment on it in the year 1962. What the ministers say, the democratic value of educational system in Kerala is not understood by certain people. That doesn't mean that he is attacking the governor. He has every right to speak about that. That can't be termed as sedition. If the governor uses the word sedition, according to me, it amounts to threatening a minister. What is the authority of a governor to recommend the chief minister to fire a minister? Minister is democratically elected by the people of Kerala. And on the advice of the chief minister, the minister was appointed. Just because the governor read in between the lines on a speech or talk given by the finance minister of Kerala, that doesn't mean that immediately the governor should step into the authority of the constitution and say that the minister should be fired. Even the chief minister of the state is appointed as per the pleasure of the governor. Does it mean that the governor can fire the chief minister also? What I feel that there are two aspects in this case. Number one is the governor is appointed by the extra-constitutional authority.
I'll let you finish. I'll let you finish. But you're saying that the governor is reading between the lines. You're saying that the governor has read between the lines. Fact is, we all know who he was referring, who Mr. Balagopal was referring to. Where does Mr. Arif Mohammad Khan come from? He comes from Bulandshahr, which is in Uttar Pradesh, right? So we all know who the reference was to. So for you to say that the governor has overstepped his authority and he is misreading between the lines, etc. That is an argument that will not cut ice with anyone, sir. Mithun Vijay Kumar come in here, but the fact also is that the governor has been, he's been on a confrontational path with the government of Kerala over multiple issues. Yes, the
Yes,
VC issue is only flaring up now, but there have been other issues as well.
These are all mindset
the fact is
issues.
that the image going out is
No,
that
these
this
are all
is
mindset issues.
Ek minute.
Is it my
The
turn?
acquisition.
No, these are all
Okay, these are all mindset issues, and I think I know the Kerala government is
these are all
accusing the
mindset
government
issues,
of
and the government
adopting and
intervenes
pushing
in
a
the
Hindutva agenda in Kerala.
educational
But be
system,
that as
number
it
one,
may,
intervenes with the
okay, Mithun Vijay Kumar, just come in here. Come in here because the accusation by the government is very clear that the governor has been sent to Kerala to, to operationalize what they say is a Hindutva agenda, which is why he's creating all these troubles and problems for the government of Kerala. Not the first run-in we have seen.
See, there is clear violation of norms in many cases, and that's what the governor has pointed out if you are referring to the previous issues. But in this particular case, Minister KN Balagopa has violated his oath and undermined India's unity and integrity by making statements promoting regional divide. And that's what we saw today, that people from Uttar Pradesh won't understand the democratic system of Kerala. What did he intend to say with the statement? And, he was mocking the governor. It was actually said in the context of mocking the governor over the issue of vice chancellor appointment, right? And this is not something we expect from a minister. And this is not the first minister in Pinarayi Vijayan's cabinet who has made unconstitutional remarks. Mr. Saji Cherian, Minister of Fisheries and Culture, was sacked a few months ago for ridiculing the Indian constitution itself. And he said that it approves exploitation of workers. And so this thing has been happening in Kerala. The governor is only pointing out the issues. So at least Kerala CM and all these left-wing supporters must try to stop creating this regional divide and respect the national unity and integrity of this country. And coming to the issue of VC appointment, what was the governor pointing out? He said 5 of the VCs were asked to go by him because they were selected without panel names during the selection, which is a recommendation by UGC itself. And the remaining 4 were selected by a committee without eminent subject matter experts. So he is pointing out the flaws, and they are saying that he is trying to be a dictator in the state. No, that's not the case. The governor is only acting as an authority, as a chancellor. He's only exercising his rights. So why is the governor being, labeled as a RSS, as someone who is promoting RSS agenda in the state? That's not the case. Here we can see that UGC regulations are being violated. Today, a minister goes on record and makes unconstitutional remarks, and still the Kerala government is here supporting the minister and all this. So this must stop. What?
But how's this sedition? How's this sedition, Vijay? Mithun Vijay, how's this sedition? I understand that you take offense to something that is said, but the choice of your words has to be. You are the governor of the state. You have to choose your words slightly more responsibly. Sedition charges. This is seditious.
A minister of the state can't be speaking like you, me, or anyone else, right? He has to uphold the national unity and integrity, and I see a clear lack of that in the statement that he has made. So yes, where is the governor going wrong in this?
Where is the governor going wrong in this is a question, Mr. Sebastian Paul, that Mithun Vijay Kumar is asking, and please answer that. He's only doing his job. What did the Kerala government want? Did they want a dummy governor who would say yes to everything they do? That is not the job of the governors. That's how most governors may turn out to be. But that's not how governors are supposed to function. They have a mind of their own. They have experience and lineage of their own. And they will act according to what they think is right and wrong. They may agree with you. Sometimes they may disagree with you. But making these snide personal comments is simply off color. And maybe the minister needs to be sacked, as the BJP is saying that it needs to be. And the governor as well, of course.
This is not an isolated incident. It's the culmination of many events. Now it has come to a point where the governor, as the constitutional head of the state, is demanding the sacking of a minister from the cabinet of Pinarayi Vijayan. Why? How can he ask him? He is raising the bogey of sedition. Or for that matter, any other person utters contemptuous or libelous words against a state or the people of a state. Can it be defined as sedition? What is the meaning of sedition? Who will decide it? Now the governor has passed a judgment that it amounts to sedition. It amounts to violation of the oath taken by the minister. So he has lost my pleasure. And if he lost my pleasure, the chief minister should sack him. All those things are clearly not justified by the provisions in the constitution. We all know how our parliamentary system is functioning. So the Arif Muhammad Khan, as the governor of the state, is clearly on a war path with the ruling party and the chief minister, and it is unhealthy. We cannot justify him because say what happened, the vice chancellor's appointment. The appointment was made by none other than the governor in his capacity as the chancellor, and now he says that it is wrong. Who is to blame? The search committee or any other person? The appointment was made by the chancellor himself. Chancellor is the governor. So all those things, everywhere the governor is finding some point to attack the government and the chief minister.
Vineetah Hariharan, come in here. What the spokesperson of the CPIM is saying, first, you are the one who goes ahead, accepts what the governor recommends, accepts the name that the government recommends as the vice chancellor of these universities, and you go appoint them. Suddenly you realize, no, processes were not followed, therefore I want to sack them.
No, there is a process of investigation which happens, and it has been found that the processes adopted was not fair and transparent. And the moment you discover that, the governor, in his right, has pointed out that the process has not been transparent, and it's also been validated by none other than the Supreme Court that the appointment of the VC was against all competitive norms. So therefore, it's just the government has to just accept that this was unfair, and they need to relook at the entire process of appointment of the VCs. That is one. And the second is again about sedition, and it's definitely sedition because he's talking against the governor, the highest constitutional authority of the state, as I said earlier. So therefore, he has to be mindful of his remarks and also be mindful of his own position as the finance minister and what kind of a budget is he running. The government of Kerala runs a deficit of 3 lakh crore today, and rightly said by the governor, the only source of revenue is liquor and lottery. Don't they have to get their act right first before getting into appointment of VCs and running the entire state like their corporate house? I think that's what we need to think about, the citizens of Kerala or the people who reside in Kerala.
Mr. S. Balan, but I understand that you're saying, and Sebastian Paul is saying that the governor is out there to create trouble for the government of Kerala, that there is an agenda, he's on a warpath, etc. But where is the Hindutva agenda here? Why does the Kerala government and ministers in Kerala keep referring to the governor's Hindutva agenda? What is the Hindutva agenda? If he says, just
when he intervened with the vice chancellor issue, university issue, Hindutva agenda is seen when he directs the chief minister to fire the minister, which is not within the domain of the governor. He is only a governor. His attitude indicates that he behaves like a governor general.
But Mr. Balan, how is this Hindutva?
Yes, this is what is Hindutva. Attack.
How's this Hindutva?
Yes, attack
he's
on
saying
university,
processes are not being followed.
Right?
He's saying
that is Hindutva.
He's saying processes are not being followed. How's that an attack on student rights? How's that Hindutva?
Madam, Kerala. Kerala. Listen to me a second. Kerala is not following Sanatana educational system. What has happened to Vijay Vamala in Osmania University, how BJP RSS attacked Jawaharlal Nehru University, what is happening all over in India, even in Bangalore University, funds are blocked. See, this Hindutva agenda is to block education to Shudras and Dalits. That is the intention. That is the intention of the governor, sent by the Sangh Parivar, appointed by the President of India, but each governor is appointed. It is an open secret. Governors are appointed from Nagpur direction. Nagpur is acting like an extra constitutional authority. The governor of Kerala intention is to please his masters in Nagpur, that is their reflection of Nagpur ideology. Therefore, the Hindutva Sanatana Dharma agenda over the university and educational system. The Kerala is the only state which provides 100% education. The Shudras and Dalits, backward communities are being educated there. This is where the attack on universities, as rightly pointed out by the CPI
Balan.
spokesperson,
Mr. Balan, this is making no sense. This is not making any sense. I'll tell you why this is not making sense. Look, no, I'll let Sir, Supreme Court abhi rehne dijiye. Please understand where I'm coming from. This is not making any sense to me, and I'll let Mr. Mithun Vijay Kumar come in. The governor, look, is he an appointment of the central government? Of course he's an appointment of the central government. And he will not do things to please the Kerala government. That is a given. But having said that, where is the Hindutva agenda coming in from? He's questioning the process under which the vice chancellors of 11 universities were appointed. He's saying that due process was not followed. The screening committee didn't send the 3 to 5 names it is supposed to send. I was presented with just one name that is against the UGC guidelines, and therefore I want these 11 vice chancellors to be sacked. Okay. Where is the Hindutva agenda here? Mithun Vijay Kumar, come in here. There is a Hindutva agenda even in the Vice Chancellor issue that Mr. Balan is seeing.
For any policy that the government is rolling out, or for any matter in which a constitutional authority is involved, they are seeing a Hindutva agenda here. And I don't know how pointing out issues in the state by the governor becomes a Hindutva agenda, or why is he even bringing in Sanatana Dharma and all into this? What are we discussing here? Are we discussing some kind of, age-old education system? No, the problem here is there was a clearly breach of law in the appointment of VCs, which was pointed out by the governor. Now the minister goes on record and mocks the head of the executive head of the state. And then we are saying, and then we are here debating whether it is sedition or not. So the issue here is that the Kerala government has, has made clear breach of law when it comes to appointments, and there have been many appointments made in this regard. And I can read out a whole list of names when it comes to appointment of professors. VCs are just secondary thing, and VCs is the only thing that the governor has pointed out. When it comes to appointment of professors in universities, the rules have been broken, which we have seen in the past. So such an issue is existing in the state, and the governor is only voicing it out, and we should not be, putting pressure on the governor for doing his duties at this point. And what the minister has done today is clear sedition, and he should be punished for it, and law has to intervene at this point. And of course, the matter will go to the court, and we can see what happens next.
Okay, the matter is already in court. We'll leave it there for the moment. Meanwhile, we have seen protests for the second or the third day in Kerala by the students' groups outside the governor's residence. How long will this slugfest last is the question. It's not ending anytime soon. That is very clear. Mr. Balan, thank you very much for joining us. Mithun Vijay Kumar, Vineetah Hariharan, and our other guests as well. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm slipping into a quick break on the show. News and updates continue. Do stay with us.